young women, you know that this is a new way that they communicate. Because even the women who will be running NASA, who will be running the NSA, who are going to be running the American Medical Association in 20 years, they now all speak like they're asking questions. Even when they're making declarative statements. So they sound like morons. So if you say, honey, what's your name? They'll go, my name's Stephanie Smith. They're going, honey, using an alias. You know, you have a Discover card and another name. I mean, what's... And they come up at the beginning of the semester, and the first thing they say is, Professor Barreca, you don't look like a feminist. Meaning I'm not wearing a fedora and smoking a cigar. At least not until I go to room 477 tonight. And what they think it means is that you can't have a good time. You can't have a sense of humor. You can't like boys. You can't sing to Aretha Franklin's Respect, you know? And of course, we understand that feminism is about making choices. It's just not following somebody else's script. It's actually inventing. It's improv. It's actually creating your own life. And so they come back then, you know, they travel in pods. After a couple of weeks, they'll come back in a group. And they're slightly less tentative, and they go, okay, Dr. Barreca, we understand that, you know, every marginalized group, whether that's because of sex or because of race or because of religion or because of some kind of disability or because of some kind of reason that they've been marginalized, that they haven't really had the impact on the infrastructure of the culture that they live in. And so that every time that they need to make input, which is very important because diversity is actually the strength of any kind of culture because it instills a kind of a flexibility and another way of thinking. And that we understand that if you have to ask someone for the privilege of making your voice heard, then you actually don't have independence and you don't have strength because it has to be a right and not a privilege. And we want to make sure that the lives of our daughters and our granddaughters and our sons and our grandsons are better than the lives of our grandparents and our own lives. And we understand we can't ask the young men we know to do this because after all, the straitjacket of masculinity is as confining as the straitjacket of femininity. And so we understand that if we're going to make that kind of impact and make the culture stronger, that we need to do that ourselves. But if we do, will we ever date